You know, it's always annoying to me when people try to justify the absolute dick riding of their favorite artist. When they say things like, oh, you have to separate the art from the artist. You simply can't involve their lifestyle with their work. It's different. Blah, blah, blah. Shut up, man. Well, I'm here to tell you, not only can't you separate the two, they are practically one and the same thing. I mean, think about it for a second. If Mia Khalifa wasn't a milk-guzzling, smut-obsessed demonic entity in human form, do you think she would have gotten to the highs and lows, ups and downs, pun intended, that she did? I mean, maybe she would have, but that's not the point. And while we're on the subject of dick riding, for a fan base that needs no introduction on that matter, yeah? I mean, don't get me wrong, I freaking love Ye and everything, okay? So I'm kinda shooting myself on the leg here. But let's go on a little journey for a moment here, shall we? You see, baby Kanye slid out of his mother's trunks and into our lives all the way back in 1977 in Atlanta. But his family would later move to Chicago for, financial reasons. It was there that he would be raised for most of his young life, that is. But you see, Kanye, as he was still known back then as, good Lord, he was a bit different for the most part, but in a good way, that is, in a good way. Some people at that age wanted to be astronauts, actors, rock stars. But you see, back then, nobody really knew or even gave a donkey's dick about hip-hop. But you see, Kanye was obsessed with art, poetry, and music, mostly blues, soul, and jazz. So he slowly started narrowing his artistic vision to the point where he would say, you know what, enough is enough. Slam the office door of his dean, walk in like a boss, take a fat, stinky dookie on the dean's desk, and he never looked back. At least that's how I think it went. Don't quote me on that. He would then quit college and, later work as a producer for Rockefeller Records, which was big at the time. For him, that is. But the beats wasn't the only thing he cared about, you see. He wanted the spotlight, the big stage, the lifestyle, the money, and of course, the women. He saw himself as an artist, but he sat on that thought for a while. And it wasn't until a fatal car accident in 2002 that left him in the hospital for weeks. That life and death experience drove his determination for his craft. You see, that unfortunate event led to the most fortunate decision he could have made: to pursue his own dreams. He worked on it for years. And the result? Well, he went on to drop one of the most critically acclaimed albums of all time, The College Dropout. Because that was his mentality at the time, who he was. Now, this album was special, you see, and it put him as the new kid on the block. Not because he was the first to blend soul samples with smart lyricism, but it managed to stand out amongst the others because of the artist's vision, his unwavering confidence, resilience, tenacity, and of course, creativity. All the character traits that led him to create such a beautiful masterpiece. Were that mentality not have been there, the art itself wouldn't. Now, of course, as he grew and matured, his mentality shifted from a young, idealistic artist to more of a privileged, titled Break. And even at his lowest, he managed to channel that bravado and yet again release, in my opinion, his greatest album till date. One of the best albums regardless of genre. An album that showed his ego and narcissism, obsession with perfection and micromanagement, which again was who he was at his core. And even as his mental state deteriorated faster than a bottle of milk left open on the African sun, unfortunately for the fans and himself, well, his quality of work did too. Because the principle is simple. The act follows the artist's perspective on life. No matter what. I mean, it's like trying to dodge an eye poke from John Jones himself.